So I just ordered a new set of watercolors. This set has seen better days of the Gurataki Tenbai. I love these watercolors, and I thought it would be fun just to play around a little bit with the hake brush. So I'm going to play around a little bit. I have the 48 color full set, and I have some of these special edition sets. The Galaxy set, I believe, the silver, gold, and these beautiful colors with just a nice kind of shimmer to them. So I'm just going to play around. I am going to start off by adding a light source, and I am going to use this yellow gold here. This is Arsh 140 pound paper, 9 by 12. This is wet on dry. I just kind of wanted to establish this light source beforehand. I don't know, I don't usually paint wet on dry, so it's kind of a fun challenge. So now I have this light source in here. This will be the sun. Now I think I'm going to go in with this cerulean blue. And so that is 63, so it should be this one over here. Leave some dry patches here, little dry spots. Now I'll go in with the cerulean blue. I will go in with a purple of some sort. Let's try this shimmery purple here. My dog, when she was a puppy, got a hold of this. So that's the deal with that. I should have sprayed them down first, but I can't find my spray bottle, so work with what we got here. And just dab some of this purple in for some clouds here. I have new hake brushes coming as well. I'm losing a lot of hair on these, so it's time to replace them. And soften those edges a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of some sort of a red. So looking at the chart, I think I'm going to go with the Rose Madder Deep. And just drop a little bit of that in. Drop a little water in to keep it moving. And to soften those edges. Now I'm going to tilt the paper a bit and let the watercolor do its thing. I do feel like I need some contrast in this painting. I have some indigo here on my palette. Okay, I'm gonna, where's that cobalt? Kind of hard. You know what? I'm just mixing what I have here. And I'm just gonna come from the edges. Flowing. I'm gonna leave that light. I'm taking the corner of the brush right here, and I'm just gonna tap to make some distant clouds there. See, this gets a very sharp edge, this Seascape brush. Perfect for tapping in some distant clouds. Tapping in a little water. Now these Seascape brushes, like I said, I think I said, are made of goat hair, and they absorb a lot of water. So we want to be aware of that. It's easy to saturate your paintings, oversaturate. Now, like I said, I want to leave this area light, and I'm kind of running out of time here because you have to work really quickly to get this first layer on. So I think I'm going to take some more of that gold, and I think I'm going to fill that area with some gold. I don't think I want to mess with that too much. That just turned out really nice. Maybe take the side of my brush and just, and then tap in some water. Very gentle taps, and I'm just dabbing water in. Tilting it up a bit. I think that gold will be really pretty, add a nice little element. Lately I feel like I have been overdoing it with clouds, but I am gonna drop in a few of them, and I'm gonna really try hard not to. So I have a clean flat brush here. I dip it in clean water after each glide across here. Well, I didn't just now, but and then I wipe it off on either a paper towel or a rag, and I go back in. I am very close to where I need to just stop. And this is where I get in trouble. So I'm gonna stop. As tempting as it is. As soon as I do this one spot. I know, it is like, it's so therapeutic. Okay, now I'm stopping. Now I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna soften some of the hard edges. I don't see too many, which is good, but I don't think I like how this blue just abruptly stops in some of these spots. Very carefully here. Just soften it. I'm barely touching the paper with my brush, and I'm just trying to gently blend that. Now while this is drying, I I am going to go ahead and work on the foreground down here. I think I'm going to do water of some sort. So I have my hockey brush here, a large hockey brush. I've squeezed all the excess water out of it. And I am going to dab into some of those colors I used. The corner here, let's get a little purple. Let's get some of that cerulean blue. Some of the gold. Like just not a care in the world as to where they are all mixed. And I'm going to come over here and with a gentle one stroke, I'm just going to, okay, maybe two. There we go. And I will do the same here. You want this very, very light. Ready? There. That's just going to give the impression of water. Soften this edge a little bit. And want to leave that harsh line there. Horizon. Get this hair off of your... Or not. I'll wait for it to dry. I don't want to mess it up. And then I'm going to soften this just a little. And this is going to drive me nuts. Okay. Now I'm going to let this dry and I'll be back. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this burnt sienna. I'm going to dip my hockey brush in the water. I'm going to show you a little trick to get some nice quick trees or bushes or foliage. And take this brush and I am just going to smush it down on this rag. There we go. Until it looks like this. And then I am going to dip it in the burnt sienna and a little bit of yellow. You can leave them and have nice dramatic clouds, a dramatic sky, and be totally fine. So I'm going to try not to do that. This is a cadmium yellow, and I'm starting off with just the side of the brush here, and I'm just dipping it onto the paper, tapping it, dabbing it. And I'm going to do the same with the burnt sienna. Side of the brush. Now this part. Side. I am using the front of the brush right here just to put in some grasses. Don't want to cover too much of that water or that sky. Now I think I'm going to try out this copper. I don't think I've ever even used this before, so we'll see. And I'm going to do some tapping here for grasses, maybe. Smush my brush. Side of the brush to get those thinner branches coming out. There we go. And I just mixed a bunch of colors together. And then now let's do the Payne's Gray, just a teeny tiny bit. Just a little bit from over here of the really watery Payne's Gray, just for some contrast. And it really darkens up that burnt sienna. I think I'm going to make it even darker and then maybe put some rocks in. You don't want to go right in with your card to put those rocks in. You want to let it sit just for, I don't know, a minute or two. I honestly prefer an old credit card or like an old store card to this tool. This is a tool that I got online. It's from Trekell. It's called a wipeout tool and it has rubber ends. There's one that's just pointy like a pencil, then this angled edge. I'm going to use this for rocks today, but if you don't have this, just a quarter of a credit card, an old credit card, works fantastic. So I'm going to just carve out some rocks. I'm not pressing too hard. I don't want to damage the paper. Let's try this end. I've not really used this pencil-like end much. See that? See how you get some nice rocks. That's coming along nicely. I'm going to take my little size 0 rigger brush and dip it into that Payne's Gray and the burnt sienna. So I have a really nice dark brown. And I'm just going to add some grasses in here. Might be a little wet still. Just so the rocks don't look so bare. You know, there you always find a few little pieces of grasses or whatnot coming out from between the rocks. And then the branches. Now we're going to do the smushy brush thing again. Tweak it out. Dip it into some of that diluted Payne's Gray and burnt sienna mix, and we're going to put just some little seed heads here. I think I need a little more. There we go. Be real gentle here. Play around with different angles on this brush. Get a different look. Cleaning my brush off. I'm going to wet this area. This looks like sea foam over here. So I'm going to sporadically drop little bits of water in. And I may regret this, but I am going to drop in some of that, just a little bit of that blue. I don't want much. I want it to be very just to give it a bit of contrast there. Dab some of it out. Oh, I'm supposed to be using my hockey brush, aren't I? Cheating. A little water in there. This is dry. Add some finer little grasses in. This size 1 rigger. That was a little. Okay. Sometimes it's best just to leave it, right? We're just doing like we did in school, little M's. Very simple, but pretty. I like the way that gold turned out here. That was really pretty. I think I like how this natural wave showed up here. If I was going to take a bit more time with this painting, I would put a big rock underneath here to show the wave kind of crashing against the rocks. I would have left this area as it was with the rocks, because now you're not really seeing them that much, but you can still see them, I guess. This got a little muddied up. I messed with it too much, but you know, it's fine. It really is. We have our little birds in there and nice sky. So yeah, this was not too complicated and just a nice little ocean scene. So I hope you all have a great week ahead, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day, everyone.